Hey everybody, it's Matterall coming live from Vegas, and with me today I have the VP of Marketing. I guess I'll have to call you CCP Orca.
CCP Orca, that's right.
So that people understand. Her real name is Arun. I can say that because I think it's public record.
Yeah.
Well, you used to be brand director, and now you are the VP of Marketing. How has that changed your role?
So it has changed from being very specific on Eve. Eve was my baby. I was like in charge of the overall experience, everything that has to do with Eve. And now I'm more in other products as well. So products that are being developed and pushing some new project and trying to.
So let's talk about some of those other projects that are going on. Like what other projects besides EVE Online are there?
So we have EVE Echoes, which we were actually talking about this morning with the press, and we'll have some hands-on over the weekend here at EVE Vegas. So
I seen you had a whole room dedicated to that, right?
Yes.
So that's you guys have, I imagine, is it iPads or iPhones that people play on? Or?
Yeah, both iPads and iPhones, and both for Android and iOS as well.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. You guys should try it out. It's a more simpler way of playing EVE Online, and of course very convenient to be able to hold it in your hands and lie on the couch and play it.
Now, how important is the mobile market now to EVE Online? Because we know that Pearl Abyss has also an MMORPG called Black Desert Online, and that has, I believe, a mobile component to it. Yeah. So is that the same direction that CCP might go with EVE?
So it's a standalone game, so it's not connected to EVE Online per se. Of course, it's all both in the EVE universe. I mean, yes, we definitely want to look at the mobile market more. It is one of the fastest growing markets out there, and it also enables more accessibility. There are more that have access to mobiles than to PCs, and we definitely want more people to be able to enjoy and experience a game in the EVE universe.
Yeah, it's also more opportunities to play in between things that you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Shorter sessions, and you can take it on the go, and you can, like, when you're commuting to work and like summer houses and holidays and stuff like that, you never have to leave. You can always. Yeah.
How a virtual world should be played, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so are there other projects that you want to talk about or highlight besides EVE Echoes?
We are experimenting with EVE Ether Wars, which is a project that we're working on with Haitian in the UK. A lot of exciting development that has been there, and we're learning a lot of things working with those guys. And we have more to come at EVE London. Then we're going to do the next phase of it.
Oh, some more announcements there, you mean?
Yeah, the next phase of EVE Ether Wars is going to be at EVE London.
Oh, interesting. That seems to be going really fast.
Yeah.
I think there was even something that was done just a few days ago or announced a few days ago about another test or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the test that's going to be at EVE London.
Got it. All right. So approaching EVE Online as a game, that's how a lot of players approach it. You approach it as something that you need to show to people that don't play EVE Online. So what are the challenges in that kind of a role?
I mean, we try very different things, and we do a lot of A/B testing, and we see what works, and then we iterate on that and experiment and iterate again. It's like an endless cycle. It's very interesting to see what sticks and what gets people kind of hooked into the funnel of playing. Have you
determined some commonality between things, or do different people get hooked different ways?
Different people get hooked different ways, but it's usually just the things that we expect doesn't work. Sometimes it's the thing that works. Like we're learning a lot of things. So, yeah. That
does sound interesting. Yeah. So there was something that I was reading over the notes in the CSM minutes for the summit that happened. The CSM is for when there's a group of 10 players that show up to Iceland to talk to CCP about EVE Online, and there are minutes produced from all the sessions that they have. And you were in the very first session. What was that like?
It was good. It was good being able to give them a kind of high-level overview of what's going on. It kind of sets a tone a little bit for the rest of the summit. And it's also a very important part for me to be able to hear what their concerns or like major topics are for the summit. So give them a venue to share what they're thinking about.
Right. And one of the things you pointed out was interesting is the monthly active users was high as it's ever been, but the daily active users was down. And you said that's because people fall out of the funnel. So what we understand about that is that a lot of players will start playing the game and then fall out of the game, and therefore the daily user count will go down, but they already counted for the monthly user. Yeah.
And what's that is telling us is that there is actually a lot of interest for EVE Online. Like we are able to attract and get people into the funnel quite easily, so to say. But then when they get in, it's a little bit more difficult to have them stay and play. That has actually been improving a lot since the summit. So there have been a lot of improvement made to the early journey, and that is enabling more players to stay for a little bit longer, and that's going to be a priority for us moving forward to improve that even further.
Is there any evidence that the longer they stay, the more chances there are they'll find the thing that they're looking for? Is there?
Yeah, I mean, so the longer they stay, the more likely they are to stay and become and be a very long-term players. And we have, like, I think when players have stayed with us for a year, there's hardly no churn. Like we don't leave. They don't really leave. They go out and back in. But like it's a very stable line. But in the very top funnel, we lose a lot of players, and then in kind of the early days as well.
The early minutes, right?
The very early minutes as well. Yeah, we lose a lot of them.
I noticed how much attention you're focusing on that really critical timeline in the first few hours and then the first few days, really.
Yeah, it's been a lot of focus recently. It's something that CCP Burger has called Stop the Bleeding and Fix the Stupid, which are the initiatives there. And we've actually seen that a lot of the improvements that have been made there have resulted in some great improvements in the retention numbers as well.
That's great.
Yeah.
So another area that I wanted to ask you about was the I just forgot. So I was distracted by something. So I will. Is there anything?
Talk about Korea?
Yes. That's what it was. It was.
Yeah.
Tell me about Korea, because this seems to be like some big news coming.
Yeah. So we are localizing EVE Online into Korean, and we will release on November 14th through Steam only. We're gonna experiment with that to have only accessibility through Steam. And we're actually going to attend G-Star in Busan, in South Korea, in November. This is one of their really big gaming show. They have more than 200,000 people that attend the event. So it's almost like the entire, like a little more less than Iceland. But, so we're going to go there, and we have some great things coming out for them there.
All right. So are you excited about this Vegas conference? Like some big stuff coming out?
Yes, really excited. And it's actually, we had the luxury problem this year of having more content that we could fit to the schedule. So there's a lot of good stuff coming, a lot of good player presentations as well. Like we have the tournament, and so yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
So I did remember what I was going to ask you, and here it is. I've noticed EVE Online is everywhere these days. What's going on with the marketing efforts of EVE Online? Has something changed?
So we are aligning a little bit better on the things we're doing internally. We are making sure that we are amplifying the beats that we have and working better together as a team. And I think that's showing externally as well.
I've also seen that the latest trailer, the Invasion trailer, got 6.5 million views. That's a tremendous amount.
Yes, and that is a lot of it is through paid media, and that's actually what's feeding in a lot of new players into the funnel. So that's one of the things that works really well as an acquisition asset for us.
Yeah, I haven't noticed a lot of new players. They're showing up at Talking in Stations. They're showing up with friends of ours, and it's great to see a lot of new blood coming into the game. So it's fantastic. All right, so that is CCP Orca with us here at EVE Vegas, and she is the Vice President of Marketing for CCP. And so thanks very much.
Thank you.